21. Prepare the ordinary share capital note. So I see, firstly, can you see the headings? So you're going to go for the heading that says shares, because you want to do the share capital. Okay? So they already gave me half of the note. So the only thing that's left is the repurchase or the buyback above, at average. So now let's see. They give me here on the 1st of March, 800 was in issue. 30th, 100,000 were issued. 1st of January, 30,000 was repurchased. So 9 less 30 gives me 870. Now I look. Now they give me dividends. Do they give me a financial position? This is my balance sheet. Do they give me capital? Yes, they do. Is there anywhere here where they say things have not been recorded? No. So I can take this amount as the opening, and they already printed the other one as the closing. Okay, so we are sharp now. Now I need to know what is the average price of the repurchase. So the easy way is I see those two amounts. Nothing happened. There was nothing issued in between. So I say 7395 divided 870, and that gives me 8 point. Okay, bracket again, ne? Remember your brackets. 30,000 times 850 gives me. And now I reverse. So 73 plus 25 less 64 gives me 80. 80. Okay. So next one they say calculate. And now these things you must get full marks. And you do not go back to your format sheet. You have to know the ratios. So, operating expenses on sales. So they tell you it's operating expense on top, sales at the bottom. So, I know both of them is income statement. So they give me operating expense and sales. It's both given. So it would be 1,458,600 over sales 7,293,000 times 100, because you want a percentage. And how much is that? 20%. And can I show you, this is 2 marks. It's going to be accuracy marks, because they see this as a low order question. Okay. Dividends per share, what do I know? I want the interim and the final. So I'm going to check. Right. If I look here, they give me the final already. It's 22 cents. But the interim, I need to calculate. So the interim is going to be 162, stop talking, over the amount of shares in issue. Now, when is the interim? The interim is the 30th of September. Can you see it's just before I repurchased? So, in other words, it's going to be 900,000. Ne? Just before I repurchased, 900,000. And that gives me what? Times 100, ne? Why times 100? Because we're working in cents. Say again. 18 cents. Plus 22 final gives me 40 cents. Return on average shareholders' equity. Can you see now it's different? Now it's only she. The moment it's she and loan, it's Rotki. Okay. This is Roshi. You have to know the difference between the two. The other one has got to do if the loan is working for me. This one, the shareholders want to know if their investment is working for them. Okay, so now I want net profit after tax over half she plus she. Right, times 100. This is the stuff we're going to do Saturday. The explanation of each ratio and how to comment on them. Okay, so please do not miss Saturday. Let's go on. So net profit after tax, they give me, it's 985 half she plus she, they give me she, am I right? Yes. 8038 100 plus 6450,000 times 100. So what's the bottom here? If I add those two divided by half, what do I get? Add divided 2. Say again. 7244. Now I say 985 divided 7244 times 100 equals so they will give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see you get a mark for the half? If you don't want to do a half, you can say /2. Okay, let's go on. Complete the cash flow. So, first thing I do is I write down my format. Okay, so interest paid, dividends paid, tax paid, bracket, bracket. Okay, can you see that this is colored in? So you're not going to waste your time filling it in. Investing activities is done. Ne? Now I go to financing. It is issue shares, buy back shares, increase, decrease loan.
No, would you be penalized if you didn't in that order? If you said
No, just as long as you have all three. So the buyback of shares is definitely a bracket. So now I know I've got notes. I can just go transfer that 1,250 issued. But now the problem is, please don't just transfer the average for the buyback. I want the total price. I know there's 30,000 shares bought back. At what price? R8.50, ne? Plus, they say we bought it back R1.20 above average, ne? So it's R9.70. So 30,000 times R9.70 gives me like that. Okay, so let's finish this one. What is the loan? If I go look, I see the loan decreased. So it means we paid. Decrease is a pay. And how much did it decrease? 550. Now I'm saying again, this is going to be 2 ticks, and it's accuracy ticks. And if your bracket is wrong, it's nothing. Ne? Okay. So let's go look. Dividends paid, tax paid. They already told me my interim dividend is 162. And what do I want to add to this? Last year's opening balance. Ne? So let's go look shareholders for dividends. I'm going to take the 115, 300. And this is going to add up as.
2,773.
Can you guys start to see that this question too is the one where you're going to get your most marks? And I want you to practice this and practice it, because this is the most straightforward question of the bunch. Okay, so let's do tax paid. Tax paid, you draw a T and give me an indication that it's here. Okay?
Can you just write?
You can do it like that. Or you can say such.
Yeah.
And I've got an opening and a closing and a bank and an income tax. And the income tax. I forgot that. Thank you. So now let's see. My opening balance, where's such, is a credit. So it's a payable. My closing balance is a debit. So it's a receivable. Okay. My income tax, they don't give to me, but they give me before and after tax. So if I take the difference, it will give me 345,500. 3 what? And now I just add all three of them, and it gives me 429,500. Okay. Now, let's see, what do they give me for cash? They give me the bank overdraft, and do they give me cash equivalents? Where? Oh, the open there. They only give me the opening. So now they twist it a bit. So the opening, I have a bank overdraft of 95.2 and cash of 20. So this gives me 75.2. But can you see now they don't give me this one? So it means I need to get this one. How will I get this one? I take the operating, the investing, and the financing. So let's calculate financing. It's going to 4. Okay. So 118 less 132 plus 409 gives me 269. Okay. Now I just go down, so it's 269 less 75. So this gives me a 8193.
You know,